Hello, John here, and here is another video about RetroGameDev's patron lessons. And in this video we're going to install the source control. Ooh. Well. Yeah, why not? Hey, give that chance to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to install the source control software Git to allow us to manage our changes, and if we do anything silly and screw it up, as a way of going back. So I've got the two VMs up. As you can see, what Windows has decided to do an update, and so I've got the Linux environment up and Windows up, and we are going to like I say, install Git locally. So it's going to be a local repository, not a remote one, but a local one, because it's up to you guys if you want to hook it up to GitHub and stuff like that, but I'm not going to do that. I just want to make sure that locally I have a source code repository that I can go back on if I screw up. So that looks like it might take a while. I'll wait until it's finished and then we'll continue. And we're back after 27 minutes of updating. Welcome to Windows 11. Yeah, I've just tweaked it to make it look more Windows 10, but not sure about the new layout. But anyway, here we go. Right, so we're going to you could tell it's just been upgraded. Thank you, Microsoft. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to install Git, the software control, the source code control repository system, and we're going to do it on both Linux and Windows. So first thing we need to do is we need to find Git. Welcome to Microsoft. Yeah. Git. Here we go. And what we need to do is we just need to download this and run it. By the way, if you want a free 600-page proper book, here it is. This is all about Git and how it works. It's well worth it, and it's free. So, yeah, run. Oh, Amazon AWS. Yeah. Next. Yeah, whatever. Next. Oh, really? Next. Bin.gw. That sounds familiar. Right. So, if we run the command box now and type in git, hey, there we go. Right, So we've got the source code on here already. So documents, source code, lesson 1. Now let's just change directory to that for the moment. Let's fire studio code up. Now, did I put studio code on here? No. But I should be able to fire it from here. There we go. Now this is the source control thing, and as you can see it says no source control providers registered. So what we need to do is we need to convert this into a Git repository. Now I had big problems with this a long time ago when I started using Git. It kept complaining that things needed to be in a new directory and all that. So I know how to do that, but I've just found out that you can actually do it on code that's already there, but you have to be in the directory that you want to create into a Git. And so apparently you type git init, which initializes the repository. So this is initializing a local repository. There we go. And then you go git add. And apparently that's supposed to add everything into that repository. Ah, okay. Have I forgot the dot? Oh. And then commit it. Have we? Oh, have we? Okay. Git. Oh, let's copy it. Right, so let's do this. So that sets that up. And this will set this up. Right, so we should be able to do git commit now. Sorted. Right, now we should be able to gonna have to do that. Come here. Pin to start. Thank you. So we should be able to in there. There we go. How about that? So now this is what this is saying is these files have just been added to this repository, but we haven't done any commits yet. So what we can do is we can call this initial commit. Go. There you go. So that's now committed it to our store. So we can, just to show you, so if I go in here and we change the color from blue to red, save it, immediately look, it says it's been modified, and in the git, in the source control part, if we click on it, it should show us what we've modified. Look, so it went from blue to red. And this allows you now this is now a local source code repository that allows you to maintain and keep track of all your changes. And then when, like here, now when you've done it, you can go back into here, click changes and say, right, so we changed color from red to blue. Click the tick. Always. There you go, done. So now it's saying there's no more changes. Go back in here, click on there, and it's red. So we'll change that to green. Save it. Straight away it's been modified. Go into source, and there we go, we can see it. And it's a great way of keeping track of what you've been doing. So if you only commit at certain points, you can say, right, I'm going to do this, do your changes, and then you can commit it, and then you've got all those changes in one go. So that's Windows. So let's just close that down. So that's GitHub on Windows. Now you can put your local store, your local repository into a remote one like GitHub or something, but I'm not going to do that. It's relatively easy, because basically what you do, you can then push your local repository to GitHub, a repository in GitHub, but I'm not going to do that here. I just wanted to be able to make sure that you guys, when you change your code, that you've got a way of figuring out what you've done wrong compared to the last commit or so. So let's look at the Linux way. Now Linux is just the similar sort of thing. As you can see, I've typed git and it says git couldn't be found, but it actually tells you how you can get it. So sudo apt get install git. Yes please. See, I like Linux. Ask very few questions like, do you want to continue? Yes. There you go, sorted. Now if we type git now, we get the same thing as what we had before. And we do the same thing in Linux as well. So if we fire studio code, oh, it's already in there. Let's close this stuff down. You can initialize git from here, so you can do git init, and this is on lesson 1, as you can see by the directory. There you go, and then git add, and it's done. And straight away, look, Studio has just picked up that we've just added 10 new items. There you go, and it's exactly the same thing. Yeah, so you just type in yeah, it'll moan. So let's initial commit. It's gonna moan. Watch. Yeah. So we need to do the same thing as I've done before, but we can do it here. So paste that in, change that to old school coder at outlook.com. So that's that one done. Go back to here, copy that, put that in there. Ooh. coder. Done it. Right, initial commit, go. There you go. So now we can look in here, and these are now in the repository. So there's no change, so we can do the same thing here. So game main. Where is it? Where is it? Here we go, white. So we'll change that back to blue. Save it. Straight away it knows we've done a change, and if we go into the changes we can see what was there before and what was there after, and then you can commit that change to the repository again if you want to. Now Git, this is just the simple version of Git. You can have with source control, you can have branches where you can take your software down 2 different avenues. We can set up a git ignore file that allows you to specify which files to ignore in the repository, because you might want to ignore main.o and the 2 program files. So you could do that. So that's how you set up software source code control for the Windows system and the Linux system for the RetroGameDev environments, and it's only a local one, it's not the remote one. If you want to link your local one to say GitHub, then you just have to set up the remote aspect of the Git system so it knows that this repository in GitHub is linked to this local repository. And so any changes, what you can do is you can multiple change to your local, so you can do multiple commits to your local repository, and then when you're in a state that you like, you can do a single push to your remote repository. But I'm not going to do that here. I just wanted to be able to show you that you can set up a source code repository sort of, source safe system that allows you to keep track of your changes, and if you do a cock up, you can go back to the previously committed one. So with that, I will say, if you like this video, click that like button. If you didn't, fine, hit the dislike button. Always leave me a comment, as I try to answer them all. And if you like what I do and would like to support me, consider becoming a patron. All the money raised in Patreon comes back into this channel. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye. Right, after I'd done that video, because I cut quite a bit out because I was trying to show how to do the ignore files, and I completely and utterly screwed it up and got myself really confused and everything. Well, I figured it out. Now I've figured it out on the Linux machine, so I'm not going to do that, but it's still the same problem on the Windows machine, so I'm going to do it here. So the way to ignore files is you have to create this file called git ignore. So we're going to create a new file, and it's going to be .git ignore. Alright, so there we go, and as you can see, it's a little git icon, and what you do is, so we're going to ignore all object files, and then we put star.o, star.o, then ignore all NES files, so star.nes, and ignore all PRG files, star.prg. This then tells GitHub that I don't want anything with star.o, star.nes or star.prg in the store. So I'm going to save that. But the problem is, and this is where the mistake happened, is I've already added those files into the repository, so it ignores the ignore file, if that makes sense. So what we have to do is we have to tell GitHub that we don't want those files in the repo. So we have to type in git remove, and it's code /game main.o. Oh, do I bet I've got to put I've got to put quotes around it. Oh, okay. Oh, it's PowerShell. Does PowerShell? No. Let's change it. To that. Oh, the firewall's coming back into it again. Right, terminal, new, right, git, right, git remove code /game main.o. Oh, it's gone. And we have to do the same with racinggame.nes. RM. Yep, that's gone. And now PRG. And that's gone. So now you'll see in here that we've told them to delete those, and these are the two new ones. The new ones. So we're going to say remove unwanted files, and then we'll commit that. Added ignore. There we go. Now what happens is, if we load the NES one, for example, and we press F5 and run it, there we go, so it's fired up. You'll see that these should not be there. Well, not the fact they should not be there, they should be start.nes, start.prg, dot ignore. These should be they've not been put into the changes. There we go. So if I change game main and make that white, save it, and go back to this, F5, so it's now white. It hasn't put it into the to be changed in Git, and that's what this git ignores all about. So I finally got it right. I admittedly, though, on Linux, on the Linux VS Code, this file and this file are actually greyed out, and I'm not sure why it's not doing it here. White colour. So we'll stage that change. So that's now in stage changing. Yeah, in the Linux version, it actually makes these darker. But I know it's working because we've just recreated them, and they've not been put into the source control changelog, so it works. So that's how you ignore files that you don't want putting in the repo. So just go back. The problem why it didn't work before and I cut all that out was because we'd already added all the files into the repo. So it's going, I'm ignoring the ignore file because it's already here. So you've got to remove them out of your repo store for it to ignore it. Right then, I just thought I'd add that on to the end. So if you like it, click that like button. If you didn't, fine, hit the dislike button. Always leave me a comment. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye. I'd like to thank all the patrons that are contributing to my channel. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing right now. Thank you very much.